XRP family, thank you guys for joining the video for today. We have some very nice things to show you here, guys. The future of crypto regulations. Here is Brett Garlinghouse, guys, talking about the future of crypto. Now, everyone is talking about regulation, guys, and you can see it, right? It's really coming any day now. Any day we can have an answer from the judges and we can see where this is going to go. But remember, guys, March is the day. March is the month, or like the very important month that everything will change. Why? Because they will upgrade their systems, guys. They will upgrade to ISO 222. Some people say it doesn't matter for XRP. Some people say it does matter. I just want you to understand this, guys, that XRP has the best technology to actually make payments and has a good messaging system. It is ISO 222 compliant. So it doesn't mean all the liquidity that XRP holds will be used to make payments, because that's liquidity. And ISO 222 is a messaging system. So it's about the messaging that will change, not the liquidity being used. When the liquidity is gonna be used, that's actually the turning point. But it doesn't mean that we will see nothing happening, guys. Who knows with these things, right? We can definitely see some significant changes starting from the end of March forward. Let's take a look at this video and see what Brett Garlinghouse is telling us.
Case against Ripple was not really just a case about Ripple or about XRP. It's really about the industry and how the SEC is kind of playing offense and attacking the whole industry. 2.5 years ago when this started, I'm not sure.
Notice how he says attacking the whole industry, which means that XRP Ripple can set an example for the whole crypto space.
Everyone fully digested that, and now that is widely understood. This is going to be pivotal for the whole industry, because if the SEC is able to prevail, I think there's a lot of other cases, and some of them just in the last 4 weeks, I think they brought 5 additional enforcement cases. The macro headline for me is this is not a healthy way to regulate an industry. Regulation through enforcement, as opposed to where we're seeing in other countries where they're doing the work, right? They're codifying, they're creating a framework that allows an industry to grow while protecting consumers. And I think that's really what the US is lagging. And to some degree why I'm here in Washington is to continue to try to evangelize and educate. Here's how these technologies can really benefit consumers, benefit industry.
Is what I'm hearing from you essentially, if the US doesn't get its act together and move more quickly, all of this is going offshore. It's just going elsewhere.
Well, it already is. I mean, the sad reality is that the US really is already behind. This is not behind countries that we haven't necessarily heard of. This is behind Australia and behind the UK, Japan, Singapore, Switzerland. There's a lot of countries that have taken the time and thoughtfulness to create that clear rules of the road. By contrast, when I first got involved in the tech industry in the late 90s, some were saying the internet should be banned. They were saying, like, here's how the internet is being used for illicit purposes. But the US government said, no, we're going to create a framework. And that allowed entrepreneurs, that allowed investors to come in and look at the benefits to the United States on a geopolitical basis to have the Amazons and Googles based and headquartered in the United States. We're at, I think, severe risk of having that not happen in this next evolution of technology around blockchain and crypto. It has already started moving outside the United States. And also the consumers are suffering because of that, because you don't have the same protections that the US regulatory frameworks can provide.
Well,
very clear, guys, where he says that the US is already behind, right? But this is way bigger than that. And I think Brett Garlinghouse knows that. I think he knows what is actually going on, guys. And otherwise they would have just moved away, right? Here's a clip from my interview with SEC Commissioner Hester Peirce. She talks about crypto disrupting the status quo and the pushback it has been getting from regulators and government agencies. Let's take a look.
Pushback, even from maybe folks at the SEC, a bit of, hey, the system was running at a certain status quo for years with banks and the Fed and whatever it may be. And once again, it goes back to my question earlier of, this disruption is coming so fast. It threatens the status quo. You think there's a bit of that? Because we also see in Congress, there's, I don't want to be an ageist or whatever, but maybe the older demographic, they don't get it. And they're like, this looks weird. This looks bad, but they haven't really, gone into the nitty gritty and understand the technology and what's happening. Is there a bit of that, that once again, pushback because of the disruption?
I mean, it's certainly a fair question to ask. And I think anytime you set up a regulated system, there can be real forces to stick with the status quo, because you have entities that are regulated in the status quo and they're used to that regulation. And you have regulators that are comfortable regulating the entities and services and products they know. And so when something new comes in, it can be challenging for that system to open up and say, yes, we want to allow this new thing to happen. And that's why it's very important to constantly be checking to see whether regulators are handling new products and new services in a way that's designed, yes, to provide the protections that the regulators are charged with providing, but also to make sure that that consumers, investors can get access to these new products and services. And I don't think we have that mastered in the I don't think we figured out how to do that in the United States, because we do have pretty well established regulatory systems. And so it sometimes regulators will take a step back and say, how am I doing on innovation? And this is one of those opportunities. Let's turn it into an opportunity to say, how am I doing on innovation? And so I think we still have that opportunity. We still haven't taken advantage of that, and we still haven't asked those questions.
So here again, guys, we can see that she's actually answering the question in a very weird way, right? As if they want to do something, but something is holding them back. Like, why is it taking so long to put regulatory framework in position? Why are they putting this lawsuit in front of us? It's because they are delaying something, guys, something big that is coming, and they know what is coming. They just can't tell you, and that's the problem here, guys. That's why everyone is so confused about this. Now here we can see a paper, guys, which is a paper from the Ripple website, where you can see that blockchain and crypto will enhance payment speed and boost customer value. Now this is a report that they're showing. 97% of respondents believe blockchain technology and cryptocurrency will have a significant or very significant role in enabling faster payments within the next 3 years. Now that is a huge number, guys. And also when you go down here, you can see, what do they think? When do they think that payments will be accepted in crypto? Now here we can see, when do you think most merchants greater than 50% will accept payment in cryptocurrencies in your region? And then we can see that within the next 1 to 3 years, it is a very significant number, guys. It is more than 50%. And this is across all region except for this one. But you can clearly see, guys, that they expect this to happen within 1 to 3 years, right? And also within the next year, you can see that it's very, very big, because these are good percentages, right? For payments acceptance and all that stuff. And we also know that CBDCs are coming, of course, and here you can see. Now it's really, really changing everything, guys. And that is why they are talking about that disruption that is happening, right? The numbers are there, and we can clearly see that things are changing quickly. XRP will go fully cross-chain if this proposal passes. A cross-chain bridge proposal for XRP Ledger was recently put forward by developers Mayuka Vadari and Scott Determan. Under this plan, the bridge would operate by engaging two chains, a locking chain on which XRP would initially be locked and an issuing chain on which it would then be released in a wrapped version, wrapped XRP. The reverse operation involves the return of burning of wrapped XRP that has an infinite supply and the further unlocking of XRP that are in the locking chain. Building a cross bridge involves creating new objectives in XRP Ledger, deploying sidechains, or an IOU bridge. However, the main thing that will be needed first is voting for XLS 38D, which is actually the proposal. Here we can see, guys, that it's very decentralized as well. Otherwise, it would not work like this. So here we can see the proposal is currently under discussion among all XRPL developers. At the moment, one of the central issues of the possible innovation is security. Bridges are arguably the most vulnerable part of blockchain ecosystems, and there have been dozens of multi-million hacks of them in recent years. So they will make a decision on this, whether to do this or not. But you can see, guys, what is available on the XRP ledger. It is very diverse. Thank you very much, guys, for watching the video. See you in the next one. Cheers.